Hello and welcome to Lockdown Economy Nepal, a local edition of a social nonprofit initiative to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic. In Nepal, it is being done in collaboration with NYEF Kathmandu chapter, a membership-based nonprofit organization dedicated to create outstanding entrepreneurs and AlterContacts, a global think tank for sustainable development based in Amsterdam. My name is Sujan Lal Manandhar, host of the TV series, and I'd like to welcome everyone who joined us for this session. Today, my guest is Itchya Karki, who is the managing director of the Beauty Bar. Hello, Itchya how are you?
Hi, namaste. Thank you so much for having me here.
Welcome to the interview series, and today we're going to talk about the Beauty Bar, and I can't wait to get into the lockdown economy discussion with you. But before that, Itchya could you please introduce us to your organization?
Thank you. So first of all, I am here at the Beauty Bar itself. So talking about the Beauty Bar group, we are a unisex spa and salon located in Kathmandu, Nepal, which is the capital city of Nepal. We are located in Naxal, which is the heart of Kathmandu, well, close to the Ramark. And it is a women-led organization. Me and my partner, Anujoshi Shrestha, we came up with this concept and the whole idea. I used to study in Canada in terms of beautician courses, and I moved back here and decided to open up the salon. The whole idea behind it is to provide really amazing quality services at an affordable price for everyone in Nepal. Currently, we expanded Beauty Bar last year with our second branch, and we also have a makeup store at the moment.
Perfect. And Itchya who are your major clients?
Um, Major clients, we don't really. Well, the major target group would be women, right? But I wanted to target both men and women because when we started Beauty Bar a couple of years ago, there were not a lot of men going to the salon taking care of themselves because they just thought that it was a womanly thing to do. And taking care of your skin, taking care of your feet, your hands. It's not about a sex. It's about taking care of yourself, being clean,
Yes.
enjoying. So that was the whole idea. So target group wise, I would say everybody would be our target group.
Amazing. So now let's talk about the lockdown itself. We went through two lockdowns in Nepal, and it was a very passive time. A lot of restrictions during the lockdown as well. And you are in an industry where there's a lot of physical contact as well. So, what kind of problems did you face during the lockdown?
Wow. Yes, the lockdown. When I think about the lockdown, I stress out again because that was such a hard time for me and my company. I was on the verge of thinking that do I have to close down the company that I worked so hard for because we didn't have any government policies, and in Nepal you already know there are not even set rules and regulations for the beauty industry that I think, right? So when the lockdown hit, it was very, very difficult because first of all we did not have a savings fund specifically for lockdown because we never thought that we would ever face such a situation. The second thing was, like I said, we didn't have any knowledge, or we didn't know what was happening because we're a very small country, and all the big players, all the big countries, they were coming. We were just following what the other big economies were doing, and it was a very difficult time. Even thinking about it just makes me very sad.
And when we speak from an operations standpoint, what kind of problems did you face there?
We were fully closed for months. For months, I think we were closed for about 3, 4 months, and even after the lockdown was a bit loose, um, still our line of business was not allowed to operate because we are, like you said, like of a very physical contact based industry. We're a customer based industry, and we weren't able to open, and that was very, very difficult. And especially the people who work for my company also, they're not like, it's not in Nepal. I'm talking about in context to Nepal. It's not like a profession where you have highly educated, double MBA graduated. Master degree holder professionals. You have like women who are trying to sustain their families and trying to live a livelihood, or young girls who are really interested in makeup, those kind of criterias. So I think it was a very difficult time because as an entrepreneur it was difficult for me that I was not able to provide for my employees. So
It was certainly a very difficult time for a lot of organizations. And when you
exactly.
faced these issues, what kind of strategies did you put in place to solve them?
So first of all, when we heard about when we heard about COVID and what is happening and everything, I was very shocked. Like I didn't even know this kind of thing could happen to us or this kind of thing existed. It felt like something out of a movie where you watch those zombie apocalypse movies and virus movies and you think that they're just in the movies. And it was happening to us, and it was happening in Nepal, like such a small country where still we are still a developed, not even underdeveloped country, right? So when the first lockdown hit, definitely we had to shut down, we have to abide by the laws. So what I decided was, even though we could not have physical contact with the consumers, at least we could stay in touch with them through either writing beauty blogs or beauty articles, or sending out weekly beauty quizzes, so that the clients still remember us. And it's also fun, like when you're home at lockdown, you have nothing to do, everybody's like anxious, or you have so much stress happening. So many people lost their jobs. So in that time, I thought, you know what, for Beauty Bar, we're gonna just throw out content which is very happy, which is beauty related. So that's how I decided to continue my business. In terms of not revenue, obviously there was no revenue there, but people who do follow us on social media, on our website, they could just read something happy and beauty related and perhaps do these treatments at home.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit more about your clients, because I'm sure that you get repeat customers as well. And earlier on, you said because of the lockdown, you had to close the business as well. So when you had to do that, what kind of interactions did you have with your clients?
So there are our regular clients who would, even though they were locked, and they'd be like, "Can we come to your house and get the treatment done?" Or they'll be like, "Can you come to our house and get the treatment done?" But definitely because of the lockdown, there was a strict curfew as well, as you know. Um, Physically, we wouldn't, like I said, physically we couldn't stay in contact with our clients because that was not possible, and it's not possible as well. But what I decided was, besides the articles that we wrote and besides the beauty blogs that we were posting on our social media handles, what I decided was that I have a knowledge, so I have a skill, which I basically do makeup and skincare. So I thought that why not, since the whole economy is down, and at least I was lucky enough to have a roof over my head, have a loving family, have hot cooked meals 3 times a day. But there are so many people who lost their jobs, who lost their livelihood. So what I decided was that perhaps in a way that is beneficial to everybody, in the sense that I could share my knowledge. So what I did was, like, we hosted a 7 days class online on my Instagram live. So I went IG live, and we gave 7 days class, and I was so surprised to see the reaction and to see so many people from all around the world. There were people from Switzerland, Netherlands, Dubai. I don't even know, places I've not heard of. They joined my live session, and we actually collected about $1,300, which is a lot when you convert it into Nepali rupees. And we were able to provide for almost 100 families. So that was a really amazing thing to have. And I think that also kind of um, like because because I was not operating on a physical, in my physical zone, what I could do is I could share my knowledge virtually, and at the same time I got the love and support from so many people. So that was a nice way of staying in touch with everybody and also sharing what I know.
Yeah. That's an incredible story because the lockdown, it made people practice social distancing, and that story you just told me, people came together still, even during this time, and they were able to help each other out. And that's an incredible story again. So now let's talk about your competitors. Do you know what kind of strategies they adopted during the lockdown, and how were your strategies different from them?
Honestly, during the, like, even till date, even when there was not a lockdown or when we were functioning normally, also I never really analyzed what my competitors did or what I'm doing different from them. Like, there was that was not my strategy ever. My thing was that if I'm going to provide quality service, if people are going to like my services, they're just going to come to me, or they're going to prefer coming to me. But other than that, strategies, I think that the only difference that I saw, because even though it's not like I analyzed their strategies, you can still see, right? I didn't
Yeah.
see a lot of different beauty blogs or quizzes from competitors, like you said. But for me, in my Beauty Bar page, we're always very active on Instagram and Facebook, even during the lockdown. I think that was the
Perfect.
only major
So,
difference.
all right. So now let's talk about the post-lockdown period, and that's the present. So we've been open pretty much since September. How is your organization performing at this time?
It's been really, really slow, and I understand why as well, because a lot of people are scared, and they should be as well, because it's a matter of health. Your definitely health comes before anything. If you're healthy, you can be wealthy in the future. Your health is your biggest wealth, right? So I do understand why people would not want to come to a salon or any other salon or spa before. However, it in the beginning it was a very slow, but slowly now it's picking up. And also, to sustain my business and my employees, I'm also offering many different types of different types of discounted offers that was not available before. Other than that, we are trying to sustain ourselves, but it's a very difficult time for our type of business.
Like you said, it is a very difficult and uncertain time. There are, of course, talks of vaccine. They've not entered Nepal yet, of course, but what would you say? Where would you see the beauty bar in the next 3 months?
Sorry, you kind of blacked out for a minute. I did not hear the question. What was it?
All right. Okay. So, where would you say the beauty bar will be in the next 3 months?
In the next 3 months, hopefully out of debt. Just kidding. In the next 3 months, I hope to see Beauty Bar at a place where we can actually function very openly. That being said, that is if the situation is better here at home in Nepal. So in the next 3 months, I do hope to see the sales as back to where it was before. And other than that, I think that it's very, like, I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm very scared because you hear this news about a new strain of the virus or
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So I can't even tell you what I see in the next few weeks, right? Let alone the next 3 months, because it's a very confusing time for me as an entrepreneur. I don't even know. It's a very difficult. So right now, all I hope for is that in the next 3 months that we get back to where we were before the lockdown, and that the that everybody gets vaccinated in the country.
All right. So, Ishaji, this is my final question to you. What are the three things in your business that you need help with?
Finance. I think finance is a very big part of my business. What I mean by finance is because we are um, it's a very small business that we have, like salons, spas, any kind of business. The business that we have, it's a small medium enterprise. So I would really hope that we would have more business, more banking policy where they would give us loans at very minimum interest, these kind of policies. And the other thing was, I think, education. And I mean education in terms of finance and accountability, because not everybody who opens a salon or does any kind of business is from a business background, has an MBA degree or a BBA degree or a business degree. So a lot of people do not know the simple terms of accounting. They might not know that. So I feel like, as a business owner, if we were given the resources for these classes where they teach, like, hey, this is, just simple things like tax, how do you clear the taxes, the accounting things. So that would be a really great help. I think this is something that we really need. Other than that, I think the country's government supporting such kind of businesses in any way. Like, I know in developed countries, they probably have welfare, social welfare. Perhaps that could also happen to our kind of business as well.
All right, perfect. So I hope that this interview itself is helpful to you to get the word out, and hopefully that we can see these changes in the near future. So thank you, Ichaji, for coming on this interview series and sharing your insights. Before we sign off, would you like to say anything to our audience?
No, I'm just really glad that I actually have a platform today to talk about my experiences as an entrepreneur during this hard times during the COVID. I know a lot of you might have lost your jobs, might have to shut down your business, but it's okay. Sometimes, I feel like we are in this really, really fast paced world where we feel like we have to do more and more and more and more. Always like, what's the next? What's the next? Like how you ask, what's the next thing you see in 3 months? What's your vision? Sometimes it's just okay to just take a step back and reanalyze everything and start from ground zero. Sometimes I feel like if that has happened to you, please don't lose hope. Think of it as an opportunity to start over from ground zero, and let's start building from there. And from these experiences, now we can actually know that, okay, these are the things that we actually need to be prepared for, because apparently anything could happen. So as a business also, you definitely need a rainy day fund, an extra rainy day fund. So yeah, that would be my 2 cents in this whole situation.
That's a very great message, Itchya, and thank you for sharing it with us. And thank you again for joining us for this interview. And thank you for everyone who joined us for this session. If you have any questions for Itchya, you can find her contact in the description, or you can leave a comment in this video. I invite you to like this video, share with your friends, and follow our page, the NYF Kathmandu chapter Facebook page. A recording of this video will be present in the AlterContacts YouTube channel, so please subscribe to our channel. There are playlists of videos where entrepreneurs and small business owners from different parts of the world are shared their insights. We'll have many more interviews like this in the upcoming weeks. Stay tuned, and goodbye.